What's happening, guys? Welcome back. So this week is my deload week, and in this vlog I'm gonna talk a little bit about my workout session that I did, which is more specifically full body. It's kind of full body, but it's primarily lower body. So more details on how my new training program is structured for another video. So the deload week. First off, I should put a disclaimer here that this week or any vlog during a deload week is probably the most boring videos to watch. However, I assure you that at least one thing you're going to gain from watching this video, not so much of what I'm doing, but with what I have to say. So first off, let's talk about my recovery. I recently, like I shared before, I got into an accident. It's pretty brutal. My foot's healing. This is now, I want to say, the 4th month of recovery, and I'm doing pretty freaking good. I'm actually ahead of schedule, but that's also because I've been pushing the limits. I've been listening very much to what the physical therapists have suggested for me to do, as well as probably doing things I'm not supposed to be doing. But anyway, so recovery there is doing really great, as you could see within the video itself. That I'm doing squats, more specifically starting off today with deloads, and then moving on to squats, and then bench press, and then I believe I had, not squats, leg press, bench press, or bench press, leg press. I don't even know. You'll find out. My point is, I was giving myself an opportunity to play around with my range of motion for my ankle, which gives me, different exercise machines or equipment to, stimulate my quads and hamstrings and glutes, which I should also emphasize that over the past 3 or 4 months, I was doing heavily leg press and leg extensions because I had a cast on, and I kind of wanted to make sure that my quad size and strength was somewhat maintained by doing something along the lines to stimulate the muscle, giving it a purpose to maintain its mass and strength, or at least proprioception or neural connectivity. That was my goal, right? I was still able to do a leg press with a cast on. Again, probably not something I was supposed to do, but I felt okay, you know what I mean? And I encourage everyone to do the same. If you feel good and you're able to do it, obviously be smart about it. Don't put like 3 plates each side and do a leg press. But for me, it was more of like, okay, can I put my foot on here? Okay, I feel pain, no. Can I do a press without any weight? Yeah, okay, so great. I'll keep going from here, 2.5 pounds, every time I do a workout in itself. So anyway, that's as far as my recovery goes. Now moving on to the deload itself. The deload, again, talking about my incident, I've been training now consistently for 10, maybe 12 weeks straight ever since I got, out of the hospital and had my cast on. Maybe longer. I've been training consistently, and I didn't feel the need to do a deload because I wasn't really training with high amount of volume or intensity. So I felt like, all right, I can just keep going and plunging through. But it's getting to the point where now I'm able to walk faster, lift more weight, kind of going back to my normal self. But because of the length and the period of time training consistently, my body was demanding that I take a break. I used to be a stubborn person. Well, I still am, but I used to be worse when it comes to recognizing my body needs a break. So I definitely wanted to listen to my body this time because, again, I cannot afford severe acute stress on my entire physique, because I already have that going on for my ankle. So it's like either one or the other, So in a sense, the deload week is to reduce fatigue. So intelligent programming, training programs that have deload weeks is there to help the athlete or the fitness enthusiast training to recover from voluminous fatigue and training workload. The problem is there's 2 types of trainers, or people who lift, right? There's those who lift kind of like how I was doing, like a lot of weeks consistently without taking a break because maybe the work wasn't that intense or maybe not enough volume. That's very common in our gyms these days. You know, people just go there to just lift weights and not actually push themselves, and which is sometimes why they look the same year in, year out. And then you have the other half who pushes very hard, who's lifting really intense, pushing themselves to the limit, and then requiring the need of taking a break, whether it be 3 weeks, every fourth week, to even sometimes 6 or 8 weeks of a full training cycle. So it's very important to do deloads. Why? Because again, it helps reduce fatigue. If we look at it in a more theoretical base, which is the general adaptation syndrome, you know, you have that alarm, and then you have the resistance, and then you have the, when you're starting to, stressors is going too high, that's when you reach exhaustion. So in a sense, you kind of want to push yourself near that, you know, not too close, but near it, to where you can now like reverse in the deload and go back to where you were before. So that way, when you begin your next week with newer weight, newer fitness levels, you're kind of like going up a wave up and a slow wave down, but up again, down, so on and so forth. I know, right? My hands aren't really doing much details or explanation. So that's, in short, why it is that I do my deload, so I can continue hitting the weights harder. I definitely want to go in more in depth on another video on deloads, so that way I can kind of bring out more information as to why deloads are so beneficial and important, as well as maybe reflecting on your own training program. Like, are you taking breaks, or most importantly, are you pushing yourself hard enough, right? I think sometimes the deload is only there if you earn it. You know what I'm saying? You got to work for it. You have to train hard, intelligently, productively, but hard. So that way, by the third week, maybe fourth week, to even maybe the fifth week, for those who are training really hard, you know, athletes specifically, take a little bit of time off. Now, let me be clear, a deload is not meant to be a week off, right? People can do it, some people it works out, that's fine, or maybe go on a vacation at that time period. I know I have done it, and I know I'm going to again very soon. But let me just be clear, deload week is not to take time off the gym. It is simply to reduce intensity and reduce volume, kind of to give yourself a chance to recover. Again, think of the gas example, right? The general adaptation syndrome. Just think of it as reversing the peaking of exhaustion, just reversing it downward, so it can just be enough to be fresh for the new stimulus for the following week. So that way you're constantly moving forward. All right, guys, so that's it. That's all I got. If you have any questions or comments or anything along the lines that you want to share from recovering faster, you know, tips on your deload experiences that you want to share with all of us, by all means do so. I'm here to grow. Hopefully you're there to grow as well. If we both learn from each other, we're all going to grow and eventually make a big difference. As my favorite quote is, to be the change. All right, again, thanks for watching. Peace.